Steven Strasburg pitches Sunday in what looks like it'll be one of his last home starts of the year. The first-place Nationals have said since spring training they will shut Strasburg down somewhere around 160 innings, no matter where they are in the standings, and by golly, they're in first place with 58 games to go. Washington, D.C. hasn't seen playoff baseball since 1933. But fan fervor aside, Strasburg did have Tommy John surgery just 2 years ago, and as far as the Nats are concerned, that seems to be all the information they need. Davey Johnson, the skipper, on PTI yesterday.
Well, you know, one of my rules of managing is I try to do what's best today with an eye on tomorrow. And what's best for Strasburg is looking ahead in his future. And if all the reports that I get is the best thing we can do is after 160 innings, shut him down. That's what we did to Jordan Zimmerman last year, although we were, you know, in third place, so it's a little bit different this year. But it's the same deal. You do what's best for the player, not only for today, but for the long haul.
At his current pace of 6 innings per start, Strasburg should have about 7 more starts left, which would get him to early September, and that's it. Let us know what you think the Nationals should do with Steven Strasburg on Twitter, and we'll put those tweets on the air throughout the show. The person making the ultimate decision is the Nationals general manager, Mike Rizzo, and he joins us now on Outside the Lines. Mike, thank you for your time. What is your philosophy about Steven Strasburg's workload this season?
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me on the show. You know, we're certainly cognizant of the innings limit, but we're certainly more worried about Steven Strasburg's long-term health with the Washington Nationals than we are about any type of one-loss record that he may affect us by shutting him down. And I've got a responsibility to not only Steven Strasburg, but to the franchise to protect him and do what's right for him for the long term, because what's right for him in the long term personally is right for us for a franchise and an organization.
How did you pick 160 innings?
Well, the 160 inning number is kind of a moving target. We're certainly we're basing that off of the test case that we had with our other fine right-handed young starter named Jordan Zimmerman, who went through the same surgery and is put on the same pace and the same innings limit the year before. So we've got a good test case in mind, but these are limitations that we've put on several of our injured starting pitchers along the way in the major leagues and in the minor leagues.
If you're going to limit him to around 160 innings, a lot of fans have asked, certainly me and I'm sure you, why not shut him down now? Hope you can get to the postseason or even late September and use those innings then.
Because every injury expert that we have spoken to, the effect of shutting a pitcher down and then ramping him back up and having him throw a full go is much more dangerous than having him pitch through the season and shutting him down. It's you know, there's a lot of different ways you could trick this thing up, and a lot of different ways you could try to stretch him out. We want to do what's best for Steven in the long run, so we're going to let him pitch on a regular routine, get him to an innings limit that we feel that he's comfortable at throwing, and then shut him down and ramp him back up in spring training to take us to the next level, and hopefully he'll respond and bounce back just like Jordan Zimmerman did, just like Ross Detweiler did, 2 other starters in our rotation.
What evidence is there out there about Tommy John pitchers, for lack of a better word, being more susceptible to re-injury?
Well, we just look at the workload of 23-year-old starting pitchers in baseball history that have the stuff in the arm and the stress per pitch that Steven Strasburg has, and we deemed it that we feel comfortable of limiting his innings. There's no pitcher that's gone from 44 innings pitched in one season after Tommy John surgery to 200 the next season without injury down the road. We've got test cases of people. We've got Dr. Lou Yoakum and Dr. Wimi Dewogi, our team physician, that have rendered opinions on this, and we have the representative and agents of Steven Strasburg who have had their opinions heard, and we put all this information together, and we've come up with a plan for him that we're going to stick to, and we feel it's for the best interest of Steven and the best interest for the Nationals.
And what do you say to the fans who say, but Mike, we haven't had playoff baseball since the 30s?
I'm going to say to him that we're going to be good for a long, long time, and Steven Strasburger is going to be a prime reason why we're going to be good for a long, long time. This team wasn't constructed to have a short glimpse of prosperity and fade away. This team is built for the long haul. By shutting down Steven Strasburg and Jordan Zimmerman last year, we've proven that we care for our pitchers, we care for the long haul, and we're going to do what's best for their careers and their future, because what's best for their careers and their futures is best for the Washington Nationals' future.
The general manager of the first place Washington Nationals, Mike Rizzo, we appreciate you taking your time today on Outside the Lines.